Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Free Magic Live. You're chilling with me, JJ, and my boy PD Magic. In today's video, we're going to talk to you about overlearning. Let's go. Hey guys, what is up?
What up?
Did you say water?
What up?
Oh, what up? What up? Guys, chilling out. Starbucks upstairs in level 3 in Ho Chi Minh City. It's a bit gloomy and it's sticky. That's why I'm in singlet styles and I've got a tan line from the weekend because I was in a different city. Petey's got the whole sort of celebrity white shirt styles going on today. And I thought I'd bring him in to discuss a really important thing that I'm seeing quite a lot from you guys and from the YouTube, and it's all about why people keep dropping their cards. No, the question is, and I spoke to you about this earlier, overlearning. Learning actually too much, which isn't always the best thing. And you might be thinking, hang on a second.
Like as in tricks, learning too many tricks.
Learning too many tricks, learning too many sleights and moves. And
in a short time.
in trying to do too much in one hit. And this might not relate to every single person because I know some people who just want to learn sleights. They just want to learn manipulations and cool little fancy cuts and all that kind of stuff. But to the performers out there or the people who want to get out and be a magician a little bit, you have to stop learning too much. So what I'm seeing constantly a lot is that people are learning way too many moves. They're learning so much that when they actually get out and perform for people, they're not very good. And they don't actually know any tricks to do, and they stumble and then they fiddle and they drop cards.
They don't do it enough.
They don't do it enough. So guys, sometimes, and we can have a chat about this shortly, it's like, learn maybe 2 or 3 moves. Learn 2 or 3 tricks and just get good at those for the moment. Nail those, own those, and work at those, and then learn some more things. But if you keep trying to learn so many things, you won't be good at one of those things. It's like what they say, instead of knowing 10 or 15 jobs, learn one really good job and be really good at that thing. You know, don't be a person of too many hats because you're not going to be great at one. You'll dabble a little bit.
Jack of all trades,
Yeah.
master of none.
That's right, exactly. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with learning different things because we're magicians and you want to learn a few more. You know, sometimes you have to learn different things to find your style. But realizing now, I've been doing this for 10 years and Petey's been doing this for 10 years, we only actually do a bunch, maybe 10 moves, 10 tricks on our hands that we do constantly because it's just what we do when we know that work and work for us. What do you have to share about that?
Well, I think when I first started, and I'm sure you were the same, and a lot of the guys out there, it's always exciting learning a new trick.
It is, and that's why I would never say just learn 3 because I know where you're at. You know, we wanted to learn everything.
It's always exciting learning a new trick, and you're always excited that just because you get it down pat once doesn't mean that, yes, I got it.
Yeah.
Let's do another trick, another trick. I mean, you can get 10 magicians, teach them all the same trick, and only one would stand out because you would focus more on perfecting that one trick than trying to perfect 10 tricks and learning too many more.
Yeah.
You're better off going to perform with 5 really strong effects that you've mastered than going out there with a bag of 1,000 tricks.
Exactly.
You know?
And for the performers out there, it's important that you realize knowing, like, for example, let me talk about this. Controls, right? There are so many different controls. You do different controls than I do, and I do different controls that Petey does. But, like, there'll only be 2 or 3 main controls that you do constantly. Someone picks a card, someone puts it in the deck. I do maybe, let me think, I do a pass, I do a double undercut, and I might do, like, a couple of false shuffles, you know, false shuffle controls. I'm not saying I don't do the others, but I'm realizing that all these other moves that I've learned, I don't actually do them, and it's actually limiting my time. I'd rather spend that time in performing for someone than actually sitting in my room learning another sleight. And that's
it's cool to know.
It's definitely cool to know.
But I think you're right. You need to focus on. I mean, for the performers out there, like if your trick involves just someone selecting a card,
Yeah.
having a look at it, showing the camera, whatever,
Yeah.
and putting it back and cutting it. if that's how we're going to control it, then just keep it as simple as that.
Yeah.
Just focus on the performance and
Yes.
delivery, right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to do
Did you
those.
just spit my coffee?
there's no need to do any of those fancy palms off and palm back and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, the concept, the idea of
Yeah.
whoever created is cool and
Yeah.
stuff, but is it practical to use?
Yes.
That's the question. Right?
Exactly. And we're not saying that's wrong. There's a lot of performers that do that and get amazing responses from that, but it's a
They've chosen that.
They've chosen it, but it's a general advice that I'm seeing constantly that people are not spending the time into things that are actually going to grow them than spending the time doing all these slides that doesn't help them improve anymore for the main performers out there. Because at the end of the day, a control is just a control. How you get there is up to you, right? But if the control's not the main part of the trick, don't spend 30 or 60 hours trying to learn all these different controls. That's just for you personally. Your job as a performer is to go out and entertain people, to go to perform for them. You know, so you got to sort of get out of your house a little bit and actually, all right, I've learned enough, time to get out. I know enough. And it's like, I've learned this from reading books, I've learned this from, you know, doing stuff on online marketing. Sometimes stop spending all the time in learning or training yourself and actually go out and test it. Because you can spend all this time learning and testing and then you finally go out and you go, I'm either not very good or this is not going to work because I haven't tested it on real people. Great story is that I met a guy, this is about 5-6 years ago at the Melbourne Magic Festival, and he had learned all these things. He was doing all these like cool like cuts. You were there. I don't know if you were there right at that time. All these cool things. And I said, hey man, go and perform for this guy. And he went to perform for him and he couldn't do it because he hadn't had the experience of actually performing. He wanted to, engaging with people. And what he was saying and his presentation, it just didn't work. I'm like, you can tell someone doesn't perform for people because he went on and on and on, and the person watching was like get to the point. So that's what we're trying to like say right now, because we're very passionate performers. We've been there, we know what it's like to be at the beginning, and we know what it's like to be 10 years later. You know, something important on a side thing for me is like, I try and listen to advice from people who are actually done what I've done, and recently. You know, I'm not saying someone can give me advice who performed, you know, 40, 50 years ago, but like street magic now is different than probably street magic 40, 50 years ago when it was more like busking or was more like a vaudeville act. You know, we've been there. We know how you feel. We know what it's like to learn from DVDs. We know what it's like to overlearn and not just only learn from books. You know, So I just want to be clear. We're not saying don't. For the people out there who love learning all the manipulations and learning lots of moves, great for you and whatever makes you happy. And I would never say don't do that. But for the performers out there who want to get out more and try, you know, perform for laymen, perform for real people, you have to learn how to put down the cards and stop learning the latest moves. You've got enough stuff. The amount of magic that we've had and other magicians I know have sitting in their closet because they don't use it, it's amazing. But we love it because it's in our art form. You already know enough stuff. It's time for you to get out, stop learning, and go out and learn actually from real life experiences.
That's what it's about, experimenting, because then you can go back and change things. You start learning stuff and you don't test it, you don't know what's good or what's bad. So you've got to go out and test it, experiment.
Exactly.
And then figure it out.
And that's it. All right, that is it. I hope you enjoyed that tip, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jellyfish. And there's a subscribe button for Petey, subscribe button for me. Check him out, he's got really cool stuff. He's recently uploaded in the last about 10 weeks, 8 weeks.
Yeah, probably about that.
25 weeks. No. About basically magic tricks to pretty girls in Vietnam. So if you have a bit of yellow fever styles, or if you just like girls in general, or if you just like magic, go check his stuff out. And hello to you, Cameron number 2. And yeah, that's it. Let me know with your comments below. Petey and I really like and we respond to really honest and really well thought out comments. People just like write something and doesn't make sense, or 2 words, you know, we're not probably going to get back to you. But if you write a good paragraph and it's actually looking like you actually need some help, we're more likely to get back to you. There's a little tip for many other YouTubers out there. Most YouTubers read most of the stuff, they just don't get back to it because a lot of it's just nothing.
Second.
It's just, yeah, it's waste. It's
If you feel there's something that you think we can help you with, like we're more than happy to share.
Yeah,
So.
but before you do that, remember, look through the videos. A lot of the times people ask us stuff that we've answered thousands of times. So look through the videos and there's an advice link down below with more advice about this. So that is it. Hope you liked it. And to leave you on it, we're gonna do every ad they do in every coffee bean. It's always looking outside, and 3, 2, 1, action.